All right, this is the Wrestling Doctor for Pro Wrestling Extra. I'm sitting here with Johnny Armani. Let me tell you, if you've been to YouTube and you've watched any wrestling, I hope you've watched some of his matches. Let me tell you, this guy he already is a star. Why he's not up there with the big guys right now, and you have been up there with him before.
I have. I've stepped foot in the top level. Not quite there yet.
Let me tell you, you should be there, and when you do get there, which could be tomorrow for all we know, that phone call could come anytime. You people are going to be completely astounded at what this guy can do. Let me tell you, you're talking about charisma, you're talking about ability, you're talking about being able to take any character and be exceptional at getting that character over. Being either way you want to use that character, he can do it. He is that good. Thank you for sitting with me.
I appreciate it. I hope you haven't been drinking, because in the past, most people have compared my charisma and my matches and my YouTube ability to kind of like Ambien, like a sleeping pill. So,
no, that's not true.
It's nice to get another perspective. It's nice to have a supporter as opposed to a detractor.
That's why I always
Because we know in the wrestling business, everyone has a few detractors.
There is. There's always backstabbers.
Everybody's got something to say about something.
Climbing over your dead body to get to the top.
Positivity is it's nice. Change your pace. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you.
I tell them, go to YouTube, watch what you do. They will be impressed with that. I'm impressed with that. Now, just quickly, let's run over it. When did you get started?
2008, Team 30 Academy. Bubba and Devon had a school. I heard it open in 07. I was living in DC. A couple years post-college, always wanted to try this wrestling thing, and in my opinion, I'm like, you got Bubba and Devon, two of the best tag team of all time. They have a school. Most schools are run by, let's face it, Pam Neggers. I consider that school. I consider Lance Storm school. Not really many others, so I came to Florida.
All right, can you tell me who was in that class that you were training?
Some really good talent right now that's on the Florida Indie scene and has done other stuff. Actually, QT Marshall just got signed to Ring of Honor Wrestling. He's an excellent talent. He helped me a lot starting out. He had already previous training, but he was at the school a lot. We got Rocky Santiago, who's a great, high flyer, incredible charisma. He's a complete natural. But
3 years in the business.
3 years in the business. That guy, he's phenomenal. And just there's a few other guys. I'm trying to think. Rob Terry, Jesse Neal. These are guys that have done stuff with TNA. A couple guys that went to FCW, both Haku's kids. One's in New Japan Pro Wrestling. The other's actually on SmackDown right now, Donnie Marlowe. Those guys started only a few months before me, so it's awesome to be in there. Haku is a wrestling legend, so to be in there with his kids.
Absolutely, it is your turn. It is your turn. I feel confident, and I know we were just back there talking.
Sure.
And I know you've put feelers out and you've talked to people, and I feel confident that phone is going to ring for you. I really believe that with everything, because I have watched you now wrestle this year.
Yes.
And there have been quite a few
last few shows, yeah.
And there is, I'm not overstating the fact that you have what they're looking for. They just got to know it and find out.
I sincerely appreciate that, and to be honest, like any other art form, whether it be acting, music, or whatever, sometimes people, I wouldn't say, I've only been doing this 3 or 4 years, so I wouldn't say I'm languishing, but it takes time. Patience is something, in any realm, whether it be, the gym, whatever it is, you have to pay your dues, you have to take time, you have to study, learn, suck it up, and you got to make 1,000, and just talking completely, you got to make 1,000 mistakes before you get it right. And like Rocky Santiago, like I said, this guy's got athletic ability off the charts. He should be on TV right now too, and I'm confident he will be. But it takes time, and
like we
you
always
can't rush
said,
things.
In the old days, the saying was, you have to be in the right place at the right time with the right people.
Sure.
And that's what it takes.
Sometimes Lady Luck, the right night with Lady Luck. Sometimes, it's funny, I was reading an interview the other day with Chris Jericho, and he said some of his biggest career breaks came at the expense of somebody else's misfortune, like somebody got injured, Jericho got put in the limelight, things like that. Things go wrong and suddenly you step up, bring your A game. It's like a backup quarterback. The top guy goes down, you're in there, you shine.
You got to be able to perform.
Yeah, you got to be on the sidelines every day, with the playbook ready to go.
Right. That's why I stress every time, we have a website, I have a blog on there, and I stress in here for the younger wrestlers to be conscious and pay attention to the guys that are the veterans and how they make it.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
It's important to be in that locker room and look over there and see a Bordell Walker and see a John Davis and say, how did they get in that position? What did they do? Well, look at them. You can tell they've been in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, they get in the ring every chance they get. They don't stay at their little town and wrestle with the ham and eggers. They get on the road and they wrestle everybody they can wrestle to get that experience. And that's what you're doing right now.
It is indeed. You know, wrestling, whether you have an opponent with a ton of experience or an opponent with 3 months experience that was poorly trained, either way, it's a learning experience because maybe you're going to carry that younger wrestler. Maybe you're going to teach him a thing or two and find out something else about your own character or your own technique or whatever. You know, there's opportunity in everything. And to look at anything with a negative attitude, it's wrong or whatever.
But I think that's what they're looking for is somebody that can have a good match with whoever they're matched against. Because even at the top, you have different styles, different abilities, different size people. You know, you're working. One of the things I taught you guys today is you might be the biggest guy right now where you're working on the independent scene, but if you make that next level, you're no longer the biggest guy.
Oh, not at all. You change your style.
So
people say that about me sometimes. They're like, wow, you're so in shape and this and that. And you want to know what? Like, compared to the average Joe on the street, I do have a pretty good physique, I'll say, but you know what? You want to go to a hardcore bodybuilding gym, I'm the smallest guy there. If I went to WWE at 6'1", 220, I'm on the smaller side too, so that's what pushes me in the gym, at these shows or whatever. I never get complacent. It's, you know, in my training and everything. In any walk of life, there's somebody smarter, better, bigger, faster. Absolutely. And it's just putting it together, and like you said, persevering, right time, right place.
That's important to know, and that's important to pass around, guys, is to pay attention to what he's saying because he's speaking the truth to you people. He's telling you, pay attention to what you're doing, thinking about working on your body, working on your skill, working on your cardio,
and even
everything.
Yeah, and just it's the way I was trained, and I owe everything to Bub and Devon, and that's the truth. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of a match in training, I don't want to know what I did right. You know, great. Tell me tell me everything I did wrong, and I'm gonna go home and obsess over that. Same thing in the gym. You know, if I feel like my workout's getting sloppy or maybe I need to do better with my diet. I look at everything and I analyze it and I just try to take it to the next level because I'm not complacent here. And even if I was in TNA or WWE, I wouldn't be complacent being here. I want to be here. Because it's a business, it's a money-making business. I want to make money, have a family, you know, make this a career.
I think you're right.
And a lot of people treat it as a joke, and that's something that irks me sometimes to see people in the indie scene that are taking somebody else's spot that wants it more. Luckily, a lot of guys at a show that I'm at tonight here at the Sway Ballroom, they take it very seriously. Rocky Santiago, Bordeaux Walker, these are guys that know what they're doing and they treat it very seriously.
Right, and you said the key, treat it as a business. There is no difference in what you're trying to do, professional wrestling, than a professional baseball player, basketball player, football player.
None whatsoever.
They all watch film, I guarantee you. You're watching your matches, you're watching film. You have to take that attitude of being as serious as you can, because exactly like you said, somebody more serious than you, somebody that'll work harder than you will take your place.
Of course.
So, let me tell you, thank you for sitting down.
I appreciate it very much.
I appreciate you talking this way. I think you've educated a lot of people.
I hope.
You've helped educate a whole man. But listen, I'm looking forward to watching your match tonight. Thank you so much for sitting with us.
No, thank you. And it's stuff like this, you know, it's nice to hear, you know, it's nice for you to conduct these interviews, to hear people's thoughts, because in the end, I feel like most people that you talk to, I've seen some of your past interviews, they care about the wrestling business and its ultimate, you know, the future of it. And we just need more guys like Bordeaux Walkers, John Davises that care about the business, that bust ass, and that, you know, help younger guys like myself. So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
I do love the business, and I do enjoy meeting guys like you that I can tell love the business, and you're giving everything you got, because that makes this business. You leave it a little better than it was.
Exactly, and just to add real quick, because it's something I feel somewhat strongly about, there's such a negative, in a lot of areas, connotation of the wrestling business. It's redneck, you know, whatever you want to say, like everybody's a drug addict, this and that. There's a ton of good stuff going on in the wrestling business, like John Cena doing 1,000 Make-A-Wish things, more than anyone or whatever. And even guys on a smaller level, you know, in the last 2 months I've done 3 fundraiser shows for a track team, for breast cancer, brain cancer. I mean, also, a lot of people have good hearts in the wrestling business, and stuff like that needs to be just more prominently featured. You know, wrestling, you know, like movies or anything, it sometimes has a bad association, but I really wish it shouldn't. And WWE has done a great job too of, you know, they've really, being a publicly traded company, they're very careful with what they put in the air, and they're a great representation of
Well,
the best.
There's some people that don't like that. There's people that don't like John Cena either because of his character. And I know I was fixing to sign off, but
no,
when
sure,
I asked
that's
you
okay.
about this is, you know, when you hear people talk about that and say, I don't like him being a goody-goody, or I don't like the WWE now because it's written for 9-year-olds, or, you know, how does that make you feel? Do you feel like you want to go back to the Attitude Era?
It's a cyclical business. It's like society. I mean, things have changed. It's not the 80s and there's not territories. And it's not, in the 90s was the advent of the internet. And everybody could go on, you know, see spoilers and insider interviews. You know, every decade the business changes and you just need to change with it. And who's to say that in a few years it won't be a little more, you know, lewd and crude again? It very well might be. Maybe that's what society's going to be. You know, if it's strong money, people are going to do it. But in this age and day, you know, especially after some of the more negative things, like I kind of mentioned, the drugs and the deaths and the suicides and just being, you know, on the stock exchange. Right now is a time when the company, you know, when the wrestling in general it's a little cleaner than it was 15 years ago. Some people like it, some people don't. But
how
you know
can you argue with McMahon making millions?
Exactly. And, you know, wrestling, you know, and that's my favorite thing about a wrestling show is that, you know, there's something for everybody there. It might be, you know, there's a more edgy character like a Stone Cold, then you have a wholesome character, a woman's match, the high flyers. Like, in my eyes, a perfect wrestling show like we have tonight, you have a little bit of everything. Comedies in wrestling, but then you also have like a guy like Kurt Angle who can kick your ass. Who's about, is people want to talk crap about wrestling, Kurt Angle, you know, probably a better athlete than anyone else in any other sport. The guy is phenomenal.
You know, the variety.
And he trains, the way he trains, and people just like, oh, do wrestlers really work out? Well, okay, take a look at Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, or The Rock, or myself, or half the guys here.
It's the variety in wrestling that sells the tickets.
Sure.
You know, ECW did great for a few years,
sure.
but they got into one particular type of genre.
Sure.
And they eventually went out of business.
It was, you know, like people have described it now, it was more like alternative music at the time, you know, in the early 90s, punk or, you know, rock, whatever was going on. You know, it had its place, it was hot for a while, and it was incredibly influential.
Oh yes, yeah.
But whether it can sustain long term is another story. WWE has proven they can sustain long term. TNA, you know, on a smaller level, they're here for the long term.
It's a work in progress.
Sure.
TNA's a work in progress. They've been pulled so many different ways now. If they can get on a...
But so is every big company. You look at what MGM Studios that produces the Rocky movies. They've been near bankruptcy, and they have James Bond and the Rocky franchise. How are they almost bankrupt? You just got to alter your business plan, make decisions.
Do the best you can.
Do the best you can.
All right.
I know. We've rambled.
We can keep
I tend to do that.
Maybe I can get another one with you later.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it very much. I really do.
All right. This is the Wrestling Doctor of Pro Wrestling Extra. Thanks.
Have a good night.
Hey, man. Great.
Hey, no problem.